Valencia weren't the first club, Gary, to offer you a job as manager. What stood out about this? Why did you feel this was the right time and the right club?
The size of the club, the enormity of the club, the experience, the challenge. I think that it had got to a point. Timing, I think, is important as well. I think from my point of view, I'm particular about what I do in my life and making sure that everything's a challenge and everything's a risk. But at least make sure it's a risk worth taking. At least make sure you sort of balance the odds a little bit in your favour and make sure that you've prepared as much as you possibly can. And some people say you can never prepare for this job, and I can probably agree with that. But there are certain things in the last 3 or 4 years working under Roy Hodgson with England, working obviously in the business side of things, managing people in the business side of things, that mean that I'm a different person than I was when I first retired.
Are you manager here or head coach? Because as you know, there are differences between the English and Spanish setup, even if some English clubs are now trying to follow Spain's lead.
Yeah, I think we're playing on words with the title a little bit. I think at this moment in time here, the title's head coach, and you can call me what you want, really.
How's the Spanish coming along?
I've had a couple of lessons. I think at this moment in time I'm focusing in the first couple of weeks before the Christmas break just on the football side of things. It's going okay. I mean, it's obviously I've got two people. Phil obviously speaks pretty well, to be fair to him, and David, who's obviously the video guy, is English. So they're helping me at this moment in time, and I'm just trying to keep the meetings with the players as short as possible and as clear as possible, and not have too many as well. The
winner that you won't want, though, the game at Mestalla against Lyon to be the reason you go out of the Champions League, will you?
No, absolutely not. It's stating the obvious that from my point of view, your first game as a coach, you want to win anyway, whether it's be a Champions League game or not. But the fact it's a big Champions League game where obviously elimination could loom if we don't do our job, which is the most important thing, or the results don't go our way elsewhere, would be a massive disappointment. I can't sit here and say, oh well, I've just picked this up and we're in this position because of someone else. That's not the way I see it. I see it that tomorrow night we've got to do our job and we've got to win. And I trust in Zenit that football players always want to do well. They always want to win. That they'll fight for the points that they've got to win, and that everything will be okay. And I must believe that.
And the tables are now turned. What are your thoughts on the likes of Rio and Scholesy now analysing you on national television?
I've no problem with it at all. I've never seen punditry as criticism. I've seen it as observation, and that's the same. If Valencia don't play well, or if Valencia play well, I expect criticism or praise. I wouldn't expect them to change for the fact that they know Gary Neville. I mean, I'm there to be shot at like everybody else, and I understand the position that I put myself into, but I'm completely calm about that. I really am. I think that the last 5 years in the media, understanding how it works, is good for me, because I don't have thin skin. I have thick skin. I'll need it, but I've got it. And there isn't any way in this next 5 months that I'm going to let criticism from outside affect me. What will affect me is the players aren't happy, or if the fans aren't happy, or if my fellow staff members are not happy. They're the things that are really important. What happens externally, I understand it's important because I've sat on that side of the fence and I've got to partake in that, but it's not important to the football side.